this section is where Phil fails at enrolling his audience to help fund a GI track.
Yes, a GI map. Yes.
A GI map. So we're going to tell you the benefit of a GI map and why it'd be great for us to have that for our discussions. We'll talk a little bit about the cost of it. And yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So Phil for you. Buy Phil a GI map. It doesn't have to be one of you.
I'll review it on camera.
Yeah, she'll review the GI map on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is a GI map important? Why would be helpful?
Yes. So, like I said, I have not done GI maps forever, and I now love them.
I love
them. I love them. It gives me such great insight for a client for why they're not burning fat, why they have skin issues, why they don't feel good, and what they're not detoxing well. It can even influence like autoimmune diseases. And I mean, there's so much that your gut can influence. So, like I said, I would give one to everyone. Seriously, I'd give one to everyone, but specifically all my clients if I could.
Yeah.
Again, they can be pricey. And so that's not always available to everybody. But what it looks at. So, it looks at pathogens. So, Giardia, Salmonella, Shigella, stuff like that. So it looks at pathogens. It looks at viral pathogens. It'll also look at like so like temporary, pathogens that you could have, like adenovirus or something, right? But that's not a big section. So it looks at pathogens, it looks at your healthy bacteria, your commensal bacteria, and it also looks at how balanced they are. So we know if, we have some lactobacillus, but it's really low, or we have some Akkermansia, but it's really high, or whatever. And each of those tell me something. So I can look at them and talk through, like, okay, this is low, this can look like this, and this is high, and this can look like this, but we want them all to be balanced. So it looks at our healthy bacteria and how balanced they are. And like I said, that tells me something. And then it looks at opportunistic bacteria. So these are bacteria that we don't necessarily need, but we don't want them overgrown. There's a couple that are beneficial at a low level, but we don't want them overgrown. And so this looks at levels of these bacteria and if they're overgrown. And so if they're overgrown, that is classic dysbiosis, so an imbalance of bacteria.
Yeah.
You can also have, just to back up on those commensals, you can also have like really bottomed out healthy bacteria, just like not enough of it, which is another form of dysbiosis. It's insufficiency dysbiosis. So it looks at bacteria, it looks at parasites, it looks at worms. It looks at intestinal health markers. So it looks at steatocrit to see how well you're digesting fat. It looks at elastase to see your digestive enzymes and how your body's breaking up your food. So both of those are digestion markers. It looks at beta-glucuronidase, which is something that really helps me see how well your body is processing toxins and hormones, okay? Yeah. There's a lot more that goes into that. It looks at your secretory IgA. So these are your immunoglobulins that its job is to protect the inside from the outside. So these are your defense. It looks at that. It looks at anti-gliadin IgA. So if your body is producing antibodies to gluten, it looks at that. It can look at zonulin, basically tells you whether you have leaky gut or not. So anyway, and it looks at calprotectin. So that's an inflammation marker in the gut. This can tell me a lot of things. It can tell me a lot of things that how you eat, your stress level, how your body's processing food.
Wow.
It can explain to me why you're having diarrhea or constipation. It can explain to me why you're bloated after every meal. It can explain to me why you're feeling anxious when you've never been an anxious person. Like, it can tell me so much about a person and can highly influence, like I said, all those things, your skin, your brain, how well you're digesting food, what you can eat, whether you have an autoimmune disease or whether it's being managed well. And so, like, just such great
Y'all want to know this about me. Y'all want to know this.
Go fund me. Go fund him.
Yeah, we're going to go fund me to get this GI map. Or if you've got a GI map company, I'll partner with, I reached out to a couple of them thinking like, hey guys, just why don't y'all pay for me to get this GI map and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll kind of like celebrate the company.
I love that.
Yeah.
My favorite, there are a few out there, but my favorite is Diagnostic Solutions.
Diagnostic Solutions. I'll reach out to them. So if you work at Diagnostic Solutions or you know someone that works at Diagnostic Solutions, reach out to me or get us in touch.
Yeah.
Because this could be a win-win situation,
agree.
right? We look at my gut, I get some value. You get to show your expertise at reading these and giving diagnoses and prescriptions, and the people get to see the value of it. So and have awareness of these companies that are out there that are providing these.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think this could be a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. I like it.
And I could even take a picture of my poop and we could put that up on the screen. I don't know that we'll do that, but
Tell him no.
no,
We don't need it.
we don't need that. That's funny. So that's the part where I
do
asked,
sometimes have clients do that, and I'm always like, I don't think I needed that.
you
could
told me
have
about
described
that, where you got the poop pic.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And from the most unsuspecting client, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
yeah. Okay.
Like,
Delete.
yeah. I think there's some other ways we could have described that.
Well, you've been like, oh, that's a pretty poop you got there, because you
How
gotta keep
beautiful.
you gotta keep your client relations, right? So you're like, that's a beautiful poop you got.
So proud of you.
Such a good pooper. Oh my god.